Yo, mic check 1 2 1 2 1 2. If you don't know, you won't know till I finish this intro. This is the Black Ramen Podcast, and we are still staying at home because there's still a pandemic going on. Please do not get that confused. You know what I mean? But we are back again with what you want and what you need. I go by the name of Kevin Legend, aka Kaiser, in the building, and as usual, I got a few good people here with me, man. So get ahead and talk to them, Queen. Do what you do.
Ow, what's up? I had to do that because I like when you call me queen. I blush. Hey,
That's
what's up,
crazy.
y'all? This is Chatty Patty, aka Madam Straw Hat, aka this my pirate ship, aka I am the Buster Call, aka motherfucker. We made 1,000 chapters. Shout out to Oda, aka Oda's birthday was yesterday, y'all. Shout out to him, aka I'm lit. Was it yesterday? No, it was the
No,
first.
it was the first.
It
Yeah,
was the
it was the
first. It was
first. So
first.
like,
Because all kings are burned January 1st. Like, it's him. Praise Oda. And that's about
yeah.
it. That's all my AKAs. Let me take a sip to that. Derby, back to you.
Back to me. It's the first time we got to me.
First time we got the
You
word.
could have just rolled with it. You really could have
No,
just rolled
no,
with
no,
it.
I
Uh,
could not. All right, yo, what's up, guys? This is Derby, aka Derbs, aka Sexual Chocolate. How is everyone doing this year? Go ahead. And
it's like, yeah.
also, we have our one of our favorite guests.
Oh yeah.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy DTown, aka Hip Hop and Anime Vibes, aka Old Nerdy Bastard, aka Living My Life Like It's Golden Frieza, aka Katsuki Baku Glow, aka Ooh Sop Smoke. And I am rocking with the best podcast in the world. Shout out to the Black Ramen Podcast. Hey.
Respect
I
that.
love it. I love it. I'm putting this on my
Living my
voicemail.
life
You,
like it's golden freezer. That one?
yo, that was hard. That was hard. That was
I ain't
hard.
even mad at it,
That
Playboy.
is hard. Yo, Rock Nation, if you don't sign my man D, sign him.
Saying,
Y'all got any
saying.
more? I'm looking at Rock Nation like, yo, invite me to the brunch so I can get one of them 360s, man. For real, for real.
Please
You know
invite
what?
me to
I
the
like
brunch
that.
too.
You know what? I'm glad you said that. Speaking about 360 deals, is contract.
That segue. That
So,
nice segue.
the reason we had to do this episode, um, so we just found out Demon Slayer did beautiful in the box office in Japan. They ranked over a good chunk of yen, I should say. And right now, what's being talked about is that the creator of Demon Slayer kind of got shortchanged. All she really got after signing that deal for the movie, the one shot movie, was $19,201. So I'm around, yeah, I'm giving you the
Oh, that's
direct.
the exact figure?
That's the
That's the
exact
exact figure?
figure. Everybody's saying 2,000, but if you
Oh,
Google, because Google is free, it is 19,201. They actually put the $1. Like what I'm doing with $1, that's the and that's like I think that's licensing fee included.
mhm.
So I'm just like, we have to talk about this because this is like outrageous for a movie. Like they literally said that the movie saved Japan
They
box
said,
office. Like it's crazy for them to rank up billions of dollars and to only give this woman 20
Mm, millions. It's billions of
bi-
yen, though.
billions,
billions of
right?
yen, yeah, billions of yen, yeah.
Billions of yen, but
Billions
millions of
of
dollars.
yen, but millions to us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. I
I,
made that mistake too all week.
yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, listen. I'm not gonna get it right until somebody buy me a ticket to go to Japan. Trip, please. I wouldn't
I
mind
heard
staying there
that.
for like 2 weeks. You know, marry a yakuza real quick.
I don't know that you want to do that.
Wow, that's
That's
No, no,
that's
no.
not sound decision making.
I don't think it's as
that's a shot.
glamorous a life as you might be thinking.
You're right.
uh,
But how y'all feel about that, yo? Like, I'm totally like lost for words about this. This is like, if this is not fucking you with no lotion, I don't know what this is. This is they really,
wow,
really just really got
wow.
at her. No, they
She
didn't.
said that though. She said that though.
I heard it too.
Um,
I heard
that's
it
that's
too.
great.
I
I
ain't
mean,
stutter.
listen,
I ain't stutter.
I respect it, but listen, at the end of the day, yeah, that's super foul. I mean, you there's a whole bunch of terms we can use to describe how messed up that is, how fucked up that is, and at the end of the day, man, everybody's in it for themselves, man. The big businesses, you know, They trying their hardest to get as much change as possible out of anybody at any given point in time. It's foul. It's really not cool, especially considering this woman created this series that I don't know. I think that Shonen Jump definitely knew what they had their hands on, but I don't think we as fans knew that Demon Slayer was gonna pop the way that it did, because that thing just took over everything for quite some time. I mean, look at the figures. It was the only manga in a long time to dethrone One Piece, and that's not easy to do at all, because your favorite manga series hasn't done it in over like 10 years. So
You're right, but I told you that, and then you told me recently, like, it was, who was it? It was either you or Derby that was like, "Yo, come on, this is Shonen Jump." Like, they knew what they were doing. Like, they know what type of content this woman had.
yeah,
There's no way you could say that they didn't know, because from what I got on my notes, from what I Googled, yeah, we didn't know, but from what I got on my notes, like, the contract she signed, rumor has it that she signed it before season 1 was released. So they made her sign this contract along with, season 1, and it was like, all right, this is an additional contract for the one-shot deal for the movie, and this is all you're getting. The reason they offered her that amount was they claimed that's the basic amount that they was going to offer a regular, schmegula manga artist, right? Because of the fact that she didn't really make a name for herself. Mind you, Shorty has 5 titles under her belt, but they didn't really go as far as
name them.
Name them?
I can't name them.
First of all, you didn't tell me we was going to name them. I would have been wrote them down.
Well,
I know, I'm joking.
It also should be stated that I believe those 5 titles were one-shots in Shonen Jump. So even though they aren't like long-running titles, there's a history of them working together in some capacity.
Okay, I see what you're going for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, please continue, Patty.
First of all, nobody just with their pinky up. I don't know why you do it.
First of all, I'm going to cut my camera off. Do not come for me. I did not send for you.
That's how you feel? But the crazy thing, what bothers me is that manga artists get a bad rap. You can't make a living from being a manga artist, because technically speaking, this is how much what you're bringing home within the year is $12,000, $12,000 to $30,000 in 1 year if you're a manga artist, right? And you're expected to have an assistant because you're doing all these panels by yourself. You can't afford one, but they're expecting you to have one. Not to mention the editor that's supposed to help you make sure that you're basically turning in these pages on time and meet your deadline, right? Because if you don't meet your deadline, either you get a penalty or I think they drop your shit. Like, they really come for you. Like, they really come for you, knock on your door, and they tell your mom where you at. Like, are you in the basement? Because in my head, I think most manga artists, because they get paid shitty, they're in the basement of their parents' house. That's I don't know.
That's not really a lot. A lot of them, they ain't really eating too good. It's like either you come out with a Dragon Ball Z hit or you get shelved. I mean, that's really what it boils down to.
That's trash.
I don't think you'll really know like how much a manga artist is fully worth until like chapter 100.
Praise Oda.
Yeah, I mean, so a little bit of a defense on the company side here is that they don't know. Like, yeah, they have an idea that it's good, but they don't know how fans are gonna react. Like, even with the movie, like, it really did as well as it did. Yes, on its own merit, but also Corona was a thing. Like, people were hungry for entertainment, and this movie came out at the perfect time for it.
Yeah.
Not only that, but on the opposite end of the spectrum, to the company's point, you never know how something is going to go. You never know that. Case in point, look at what Kishimoto did with Samurai 8.
That was a flopping thing.
Here we have a mangaka with all of the accolades and clout that one should have, and the creative storytelling for a company to invest in, for you to think like, yeah, this is going to do well, and fans are really going to love this, especially based off of his previous track record, only to have the title not be widely received by fans. So with Shonen Jump, it's their primary goal is at the end of the day to make sure that they're moving product. They're not necessarily focusing on putting the artist first. You know what I mean? Like they have a product that they need to move, so they're going to focus on titles that move that product. I would liken it to a situation of like a record label. You know, if you take a look at YMCMB, of course you got your big hitters, you got your big three, you got your Nicki Minaj, you got your Drake, and what you got, your Lil Wayne, and you can even throw a Tyga in there. But on the other end of that, on the other end, who do we have? We've got Lil Twist, we've got Lil Chucky, we've got anyone else who was hanging out with Justin Bieber at the time. We've got Bow Wow.
Damn.
Yo, I forgot he was a part of that for a while.
Yeah, he was. He was.
He did that weird ass Tyler Creator freestyle or whatever. I remember that. He was like, yeah, like CFP. I'm like, what the fuck? I like Bow if you don't move.
So with that analogy, and to Derby's point, you never know going into it as a company what's going to pop and what's not going to pop.
I mean, that's true, because Crunchyroll really thought that Dr. Stone was going to do something. They put money out to actually have them on the billboards on 42nd Street. I remember we was all out, and it was like, oh, snap, Dr. Stone is really out here in 42nd Street. And then I was like, yo, something tell me this is not going to do as big as all the other heavy hitters. That's like, I had a hunch that Demon Slayer was going to be a big deal because it was a good, typical, basic shonen. And everybody who's into anime loves shonen. That's just the top seller. That's it. But we never knew it was going to be this great. Like I said before, the creator of Demon Slayer, she didn't even watch the show until somebody called. It was like, yo, episode 19 broke the fucking internet. You need to tune in. And she was like, really? Nah. And then when she saw it, that's when she tweeted. She was like, oh my God, I didn't know they was going to catch the pure essence of this chapter the way they caught it on in episode 19. So I think in the defense of the manga artists, right? I feel like they knew what they had, right? But their best interest is to just screw you over to make sure their pockets is full. That's how I see it. Like, and they don't care. They really don't care that she got, like, we could talk about this all day. Are they going to give her another check? No. The only thing she got to live on right now is if she pulls out another project. And it's hard to be a creator and to come out with something just as good as your first. That's why a lot of artists, sometimes they don't make it after their first album. That first album is usually their one hit. And then to come out to have something just as good. Not everybody can be Beyonce's and Jay-Z's and J. Cole's and Kendrick to come out with hits after hits after hit. Who's to say she's going to have another hit? Like,
I think, and to your point with that, the reason some of those first albums and those first stories are so great is because when you're an upcoming artist or an upcoming creative, you literally have been working on that story for your entire life. You know what I mean? You've been working on that album for your entire life. That's literally your blood, sweat, and tears put into your art. So when they turn around and they're like, okay, now you got to do the same thing within 9 months. Like, it's like, yo, like, fam, like, what are you talking about? Or you got to give us another chapter next week. And it's like, fam, like, what do you want from me? You can only operate at that intensity for so long before you get burnt out. But I mean, let me pose this question to you guys. I mean, when it comes to business, what side do you guys like lean towards? You lean towards the artist?
The artist, okay. Always the artist, because if it wasn't no artist, there wouldn't be no product. The only difference between the artist and the person that's pushing the artist creativity is one has talent, the other one just that has the gift for gab to just steal your money. That's
a talent in itself.
Yeah,
like, you can't argue that's not a talent. Like the artist was sitting there in obscurity. It doesn't matter how nice a church singer you are. If no one knows who you are, you're singing in that small town church for the rest of your life.
That's a fact.
Like that random business that finds you.
As long as I bathe in the blood of Jesus. So I don't know why you coming at
all right.
I'm not saying anything bad about the church right now. We all know my feelings on it, but that's not what we're getting into. All right, we're simply talking about the fact that we have all. I'm sure most of us have seen some church singers that have been incredible, fucking phenomenal, and they have gone nowhere. Even if they wanted to, they're not getting anywhere. Why? Because they haven't met the right person, the right company who could put them on.
And the world ain't really get to see what they could do. What Jadakiss said? Why a dude up north better than Jordan that didn't get that break? Because the whole world ain't know. The whole world ain't know about him. You know what I'm saying? So
there is a talent in putting somebody into the face of the world so that everyone can see them. There is a talent to getting people to shine.
And it's like you said too. The company don't really 100% know that this person can really pop with their product, whatever it is that they pushing. You know what I mean? So the company's actually taking a big chance too. They investing a lot of money into all of this.
Oh God, not you too, Kevin. I really this is why I was so adamant about having you on so much, because I thought you was for the people. I really thought that you was for the people.
I ain't get what. Whoa. Let's be clear. I'm for me. You understand? I'm for me. You know what I'm saying? But it's a tricky situation when it comes to business and, you know, the people who are in business with certain companies, because like I always say, in business, what's better for me is worse for you and vice versa. So it's a tricky situation when you're trying to work out them figures, the numbers, the rights, the ownerships, and all of that stuff. It just so happened that in this situation, the creator of Demon Slayer, one of the hottest joints out right now, got fucked over, like you said, completely fucked over.
Yeah.
It's all bad. And, you know, it's a shame that this movie, this piece of art went on to save the Japanese economy, especially during an uncertain time, and for her to get so little. And I can't remember what it is that Harvey Dent said. He either said, what is it? You live long enough to become a Negro or live long enough to die a villain, something like that. But
I think I remember it.
Die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become a... He said a Negro.
It's either you die a hero or you live long enough to become the villain.
There you go.
There you go.
Right. That is.
You know, in entertainment, I mean, case in point, we've seen this shit happen not just in manga, but we've seen it happen in music since the 50s. You know, take a look at Motown Records, case in point, man. You know, they earn those the label owns those records in perpetuity.
No, Barry Gordy owes everything. That's what he does. He owns everything, and he don't give you shit. He give you a penny. It's about thank you. That's for your Jerry Curl.
Ross feature. Maybe a Diana Ross feature.
Maybe.
But no, I mean, you know,
Now let me stop.
Crazy.
We're gonna auto tune that. That's the intro.
Intro. That's the new intro. 2021.
But no, I mean, but when it comes to entertainment, man, entertainment versus label, entertainer versus corporation, it boils down to this, man. If you're not at the table, you're on the menu. So the game is going to be the game regardless of how you feel about what goes on or not. The thing is the thing about being an artist, you have to know your leverage in that situation so you can make sure that you get the best out of that deal that you possibly can.
But there's
just like you said, you got to make sure it's either you at the table or you the dinner.
But that's true too. But think about it like this: a manga artist. How you say it again? Manga. How you call it?
Mangaka.
Mangaka. Am I saying it right? Okay, I'm gonna just say manga artist because I don't want to disrespect.
It just sounds sexual.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that.
It just sounds real sexual.
But think about it, right?
Kevin? How?
Try saying it again. Try saying it one more time.
I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it.
I'm pretty sure you see some videos where you hear certain sounds like that. I'm just saying.
Oh my God! First of all, we're not even talking about the hentai sex yet.
Listen, everything does it for me in the pandemic.
Interracial mangaka.
I've been at home for too long, you heard? I've been inside for too long.
I like how we all sipping at the same time. Like,
oh fuck it.
Nah, but on some real shit though. But look at these manga artists, man. Look, all right. Let's real quick. Let me just tell you what they have to go through just to get acknowledged, right? Okay. A manga artist can start off from three ways. Either they go to like an art college or a manga school, or start off being an apprentice for another manga, a well-known manga artist. But sometimes, like, for you to be an apprentice for somebody that's well-known, They already got an ego. So they're not messing with just anybody, regular schmegular person. So you got to prove yourself to that person, or they have these competitions where you send in your one-shot deals.
One shots, yeah.
And then sometimes, yeah, based on where you rank that, or if you're number one, you might get a phone call from some of these manga artists and be like, hey, you could be my apprentice. And when they say apprentice, that doesn't mean you necessarily learn from them out the gate. You copping coffee, you getting sushi, you getting all that shit for them first. And then they let you probably erase the their board.
Mistakes.
Yeah, that's it. But this is you know how they do they boards with all the drawings and the backgrounds. Back in the day, they didn't have everything digital, so you basically had to erase all the mistakes on that board so they could ship that out to the editor. Or
I'm sure some still don't use digital.
Yeah,
probably. I mean, judging by how much they get paid, I doubt. I don't think you're wrong. And then top it off, it's known to be said that Japan is thriving when it comes to the comic book market, right? But the people who are reaping the benefits of the money that's coming into that type of industry is people like Oda.
Mm-hmm. He's like the Jay-Z of mangakas.
Yeah.
He is. But think about it.
He's the rare example.
He is but think about what he's doing to get where he's at. He literally, when I Googled Oda, what came under his name was how many hours does Oda sleep?
The schedule, yeah.
He sleeps 3 hours a day. The rest of the time, he's just doing research and plan. This dude came on an interview and said, I don't want to go outside because I feel like that's a disservice to my fans. Nigga, you can't go get you some bread or go get some milk. You just want to focus on One Piece.
No, he already getting that bread.
Patty.
They do say he worth a lot, though. They do say his net worth kind of up there.
No,
considering all he do is draw comics.
His net worth is in the millions because guess what? He's put in so. But think about it. It took 10 years. He didn't get that way overnight. And I feel like to a certain extent, as amazing Oda is, he's sending out a bad message too. I'm pretty sure he's not doing it on purpose. But like I said, I don't want to sit there and have to be halfway dying to put out good content for y'all to see me. Shit,
So
I want to
would you
reap my
say-
benefits now. I want y'all to see my story and give me a fair shot. I don't want to go into this shit 10 years from now telling motherfuckers I'm afraid to go outside because I'm going to, deprive from my fans and only sleep for 3 hours. Are you kidding? Have you run on 3 hours of sleep?
So
That's
would you say?
that's like being a drunk.
So hold on. All right. So let me ask y'all this. So would y'all say there's more of a problem with like the system as far as like manga creators and?
Of course, there's a problem with the system. The only
Yes.
reason they offered her, the creator of Demon Slayer, that amount was because of the fact they said that she's not established, she's not well known. So that's why they gave it to her, and that's why she felt obligated to sign, because of the fact that they were like, okay, you're not really out there like that, so you should be thankful we're giving you these peanuts. She was like, sure, I'll take the peanuts and the shells, thank you.
But
And she signed.
Here's the thing. It's also the peanuts, but exposure is a thing. So, like, she is now established.
Mm-hmm.
Her next deal is gonna be a very different
That's
conversation.
if she gets the next deal.
Why wouldn't
And if she don't pull a Samurai 8 on us, if she drop a Samurai 8,
true.
it's over.
Yeah.
So it's like,
It's still a little bit in her court, but she definitely has more leverage than when she went into that first deal. Like, she has a few one shots here and there, and she's worked with them a little, but she didn't have like worldwide renown yet.
I would like to backtrack the conversation to Patty's question, which was the way that mangakas are compensated is broken. They are making the most money off of the books that they sell. Okay.
Yes. I know. Yeah.
And you can think of that like how you think of streaming royalties with music artists. Anytime somebody streams a song or anytime someone buys a song, anytime someone plays a song, that's essentially the same thing when you purchase the manga. Okay. Here's where it gets broken, right? Because Shonen Jump pay as a publisher, they pay the artist per book that they sell, and they also pay them for their time. After that,
they pay them per page.
That's right.
They pay them per page now. Are you shitting me? So I got to give you a Bible script, mad Bible scriptures for you to pay me? And it's like a yen to a page or some shit like that. You got.
It's not a yen to a page. It's not great.
She jagged a little.
No,
But
memory serves. It's like it's anywhere between like $100 to $200 per page.
Yeah.
And they mandate them to do. No, it's not. It's not even that much. I'm sorry, but at the end of the month, it boils down to them making, what is it, 7,000 U.S. American dollars a month.
Yeah.
That's if that.
Yeah.
The dilemma is they have to pay their own assistants.
Yes, they pay their own assistants, and they have to pay their editor. Not to mention all the stuff that's required, utensils, everything to make this project successful. That comes out from their pockets.
So here's where the things get tricky, right? Because when a manga is really successful, what happens? It turns into an anime, right? Where shit is fucked up for the mangakas is when that gets picked up as an anime, they get paid a licensing fee, which is, based on my research, is roughly about $600 per episode that they pick up. Mm-hmm. Beyond that, you don't get any money for merch. You don't get any money for residual income for streaming. And that part is where it gets like really tricky, because it's like, okay, you can have this timeless classic, but with it airing on Crunchyroll, you're not getting any of the money from people streaming on Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll and streaming companies aren't necessarily required to report, not even pay you, but they don't report their numbers publicly based off of what's streaming.
Right, they don't.
So you see that $600 and, you know, what is that? Most anime is 12 episodes in a season. So you're seeing like $8,000.
What am I doing with 8,000? I'm still waiting on my stimulus check.
Right.
$8,000?
That one nigga downstairs.
They Dave Chappelle your whole shit. They just Dave Chappelle your entire creation. Shit is fucked up. But the what's even more foul though is like, a lot of big companies, their argument is going to be, yo, the system works. Because they're going to be like, yo, look at Naruto, look at One Piece, look at Bleach, look at this, look at that. So they in no rush to change that system. They in no rush to change that system. That's a handful
of artists. That's a handful of creators against 1,000 others with great content. That we'll never see an adaptation for in anime form. Like that's
you can say that about everything though. That like the NBA, they're gonna be like, yo, look at Jordan, look at LeBron, look at these niggas, but they breaking their bodies damn near every night just
they get paid for that. They getting a good money. They getting a good chunk change for that.
But what I'm saying is like there's a whole bunch of players that we not seeing who ain't getting shit. But the NBA's defense is, yo, it's on you. Go hard or go home. Because look, the system is working. We got these players right here. They making big bucks, whatever. I think that show jumping on the companies, they gonna look at it just like that. They're gonna be like, yo, just come through with some
I don't think a single NBA player, I don't think there's a single like professional NBA player who's like not really making bank.
Yeah, they still making bank.
But a lot of them go broke after their career is over.
Yeah, but that's on them.
To buy a Tesla the first year you was signed.
So would you say it's on the creator of Demon Slayer that she's dead broke from that deal?
Nah, because that's $20K. Nah. It's on them because they made the money and then spent it dumb. Yeah, right? It's on them. It's on society a little, but they can all be Jay-Z's because they have the money. They had the startup capital to make something. They fucked up.
I think no, it's all good, man. I think what it comes down to, right? I think both statements can be true. I think can we hold the mangaka accountable for signing a shitty deal? Absolutely. And is it morally right for a business to take advantage of a mangaka? Hell no. You know what I mean? Like, that's wrong as hell. And to Kev's point, you know, we see Dave Chappelle going through the same thing. The difference here is Dave has enough cachet built up as a high-profile celebrity and as one of the best to ever do it in his field to where he can go to Netflix and say, take that fucking show down. They're not paying me for that. He can go to HBO Max and say, if you ever want to work with me, you're going to take that show off of your streaming platforms. And they'll play ball with him in that way. Right. But when it comes to the creator of Demon Slayer, she's only had one title that has been incredibly successful. So if she doesn't decide to run off to Africa and just disappear, I don't see her getting that power to say, hey, you guys need to pay me more for my shit.
Yo,
Yeah,
my God, she would also need to come back.
Step in that way. She took a step where she's kind of building the rap, but she's still not, the Dave Chappelle level.
Right.
I don't
think anyone ever will be, man.
My thing is, she saved the whole fucking industry. She saved the whole industry during a pandemic. Like, she deserves more than $20,000, y'all. Like, y'all can't be doing this. And then top it off, we just recently found out, I think Kevin brought it up, she was rushed to finish Demon Slayer. Like, that wasn't the real ending that we were supposed to get. Due to family issues, right? She had to rush the ending just so she can meet her deadline, so she could take care of what she had to take care of, right? That's come on, that's, you gonna just 20? Really, just 20? It's like, and don't wait. I know we're getting off topic now. I just heard is a rumor that she's a female. I'm hoping that it's correct. She's a female because if you Google her, all you see is the alligator with the glasses. I don't know what the fuck that is,
But yo, a lot of those manga artists, they definitely not trying to show their face whatsoever, B. I don't know what it is. Maybe
we know what it is, man. Niggas is crazy.
Yeah. Yes. Like, they do not want to run into trolls in real life.
Man, come on. We did a whole episode on a nigga getting death threats.
Yeah, we did.
His family couldn't go out to Denny's because what was that? My Hero Academia?
Yeah. He was getting death threats. He did an interview with a mask on. I was like, damn, dude. But he had a whole mask on.
The shorty who did Beastars too, she popped up with a chicken head on. I'm like, God damn.
Oh yeah, I saw her too on the Netflix special. I was like, wow.
I think it's ill though that Japan can kind of do that though. America, please, somebody snapping a photo with you, no matter how good you try to hide.
The best cat to ever do it, to wear a mask and to kind of
Michael Jackson.
No. MF Doom.
MF Doom.
Yo,
to this day, I don't know what MF Doom looked like. To this day, I just know homie got the Dr. Doom mask. That's all
I put it to you like this. Doom, rest in peace, one of my favorite artists of all time, passed away October 31st, and we did not find out about it until he wanted us to find out about it, which was on New Year's Eve.
I think him and Chadwick Boseman, rest in peace to him as well. I think they both got the same crew or something because they kept them secrets.
Nobody said nothing.
Oh, yeah. We didn't even know he was going through cancer. Like, we didn't know he was none of that. We didn't even know he was stage 4. We didn't even know he was sick.
Yeah, he filmed multiple movies while having.
Within the span of 4 years, he did 10 films, 8 to 10 films.
There we go.
That's crazy.
But no, I think it's fire that Japan get away with in Japan, they really good at hiding themselves from the public. That's a talent that I wish America would fucking learn from.
Nah.
I wish America would learn basic decency. Wear your mask.
Nah, we ain't.
And this message is brought to you by Black Ramen Podcast. We support this.
But my freedoms, Patty, my freedoms.
It's like 30 or 40 of your listeners right now that are doing like the angry Arthur Fist meme, like, ooh, fuck that mask, nah, nigga.
Yo, they could say whatever the fuck they want. They gonna run into Derby's #1 rule: do not feed the trolls. I ain't answering shit.
That's it. I had to learn the hard way. But I want to ask y'all know how I stand on this, right? I totally feel that it's the publisher's fault, like the studio's fault. I don't believe that it's the fault of the creator, because when you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, and you're like, this is my baby and this is the best I'm actually going to get because of track record of how business is done for manga artists in Japan, what do you expect to come out of this? Like, and they're telling you, and you see the numbers, and everybody's saying, yeah, this is what we all get. We don't know how big this is going to be. We're taking a chance. And I don't like it when studios say we're taking a chance. Nigga, I'm hot. Right? There's a reason my pages are blessed on your fucking page. Is because I'm that shit. Okay? Like that color scheme, what Tanjiro's wearing, that green and black, that shit fire. Like you can't tell me that color scheme is hot. You can't tell me you're listen, I made a couple of one-shot deals, yes, but Demon Slayer, this is hot. This is your typical shonen. Not only did I kill off one parent, I killed off both parents and siblings. Y'all love that shit.
We did. We did a lot.
Yes, not one orphan, but 2 orphans. Like, you can't tell me you didn't know this shit was going to be hot. Y'all took advantage of me. That's a fact. And you need to stop doing that, because then we're never going to get good content from great writers, because of the fact they're going to feel like, well, is it really worth it to put my health and to put all that in jeopardy just to put out good content that's not going to be appreciated and I'm not going to get paid for it? Like, you can't tell me this movie made millions and you still living in the same apartment you was a year ago. You can't do that.
I think there's two variables here. And when I was looking up information on this and trying to figure things out, there were two variables in my mind that I came up with that it's like there's no way that we can truly account for unless the mangaka states it, which would be one, okay, what was going on in her life at that point? Was it a situation where she was all good and all taken care of and didn't really need this? Or was she kind of like in dire straits trying to figure out where's my next meal coming from, right? Because that could, where you're at in your life at that point in time will sway a person to determine what type of deal it is that they're going to sign. The second thing that I didn't necessarily know or couldn't quite pinpoint an answer on is based off of what it is that she's earning, what's the cost of living in Japan?
It's super low, by the way. Like ridiculously low. I've looked into it myself.
The only thing that I could figure out was to live inside Tokyo, like to live in the inner city, to have a 3-bedroom apartment in the inner city is 60% lower than what it would be to have a 3-bedroom apartment in New York.
That's a fact. That's a fact. New York, you can't live in New York. That's why I got married. I can't pay this rent by myself. That's a big fact.
Yo, you need to stop saying that out loud.
Nigga, we know this. We filed taxes together happily together because we like.
Damn, Mike.
I see you. You see me too. But I believe it. But
damn, Mike. She just where the money reside. That's crazy.
Where the money reside.
Where the money reside.
Crazy.
Where the money reside. Where I'm going. Where the money reside. Let me stop. Go ahead.
All right, hold on. Quick Google search.
But
that's crazy.
Yeah, but listen, even though, yeah, we do have to consider, because we don't know what her condition was and what type of lifestyle she was living, she still deserves that check. Like she deserves all the coins. Respectfully, she deserves all the coins, especially after episode 19.
Yeah, I don't. To put things into perspective, I don't imagine Shonda Rhimes ever having this issue.
Shonda Rhimes is chilling. Shonda Rhimes is chilling.
She is chilling. Not only that, she got a Netflix contract. Fuck ABC. They should have gave her a real fucking ticket to go to Disney World, but they want to fuck around. But that's all right. That's for another story. Black women rule every day, all day. I said it here first. But anyway, go ahead.
That's a fact.
Hey guys, keep the conversation going. I'm gonna step off the floor.
All right. Where you going? Where the money reside? Where the money reside?
Oh my God. That's crazy. But go ahead, Kev. I was gonna say, you bring up a point. Shorty definitely deserved a lot more than what she got because she put the work in, she created it, all of that. You know what I'm saying? But this is how I look at it, right? Boom. The company's wrong for what they did. You know what I mean? It's messed up, big business, they grimy. We know that for a fact.
Mm-hmm.
But and it kind of pains me to say this, not really, but kind of. Now, I mean, respectfully, honestly, we as people, we just gotta do better in terms of like making sure we get what we worth and do our research and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because I feel like now, like Omi said, we don't know what her mind state was or what place she was in her life at the time that she did the deal. But I think that, man, if that was me and I was in her shoes and I see the figures, I'd have been like, no.
But see, they do this on purpose, right? So they do this, they make you sign this contract before everything's released. So just in case they break bank, they already paid you up top and everything else goes to them. They do that on purpose. And they have a record of doing this to every manga artist. This is just how the industry is. And they need to change that.
Changing it. They're not going to change it.
So then is it her fault? She can't come to the table and say, nah, y'all need to give me more than that. If this is a history of them doing this to all manga artists just because they're not fully established or not well known.
Is it then, Betty? We live in a fairly new world. And there are ways to get around it. Like, she could have gone to Webtoons. I'm not telling her that that's what she had to do. I don't know her scenarios. I don't know her situation. Mm-hmm. But there are options. She could have posted all of her shit on YouTube, made her own website to make Demon Slayer. She could have done that. But she chose to go the Shonen Jump route, which is a legitimate option because you could get that first one out of the way, make your name, and then ask for the big bucks later. But there are ways to put the leverage in your hand so that when you end up at Shonen Jump's table, you go, yo, this is how much I'm bringing. This is how many people I can almost guarantee will definitely read.
But those are people that are well seasoned and know the ins and outs of the industry. That's why they try to get you while you just starting and you're hungry. Because that's how they try to get you, right? Like, look at what happened to Drake. Drake had a shitty ass deal with one of his labels, and he was like, "Fuck that! I'm putting out everything free 99. Stream my shit. I was like, shit. He had to be in the business for a minute to know that this is the only way he could get out of his deal, is to just make sure they get what I fulfilled everything on this contract, and that's it. I'm getting out.
It's not just the entertainment industry that does this, though. Every job company does this. Like, people only take minimum wage jobs because they absolutely have to.
That's a goddamn fact. And that's why I was always told. I was always told as a little nigga, don't be the first black man to do nothing because you got to go through shit like that. Let Hov do that. Let Hov do that, so I ain't got to go through that. You feel?
Like, yo, that's the whole reason we all make a resume, is to go, yo, here's what I've done. Here's how I can market myself to be much more value to your company. And that's where, new artists and new mangaka fail to do that. Like, you have to be able to prove that first, and then you could come in with, like, yo, give me more money or else I walk with my shit.
Yeah. I mean, all right. What gets me more upset about this every time I think about it is because, okay, all that money these studios are ranking up, and still they can't do the bare minimum of advertising these shows that are coming out. Me and Derbs just found out that there was like 40 animes that came out this year. None of them.
Hold on. You just found out.
I just found out.
I watched most of these joints.
I knew when we did our year-end wrap-up episode, when Derby was talking about Decadence and My Comedy Snafu 3, I'm like, yo, this man's putting in work.
One thing I have to say is Derby does it for the culture. We actually did a survey with the group.
Himself. He ain't doing it for
he do it for himself. Yes, he does
culture.
Do it for We actually had a survey in our group, and we asked everybody, who would you take anime recommendations from? Everybody anonymously said Derby. Everybody said hands down Derby.
Let's be clear though. That's just because Derby watch everything. That's what it is. Because there's certain things I'm not willing to watch. That's it. There's just certain things I'm not watching. I'm cool on Yuri on Ice. I'm cool on that. Like,
really?
much
respect.
Last
time I heard you was watching Titans, Brian, and you said it was kind of good.
That's cap. See, they be making shit up. Yo, listen to them, they do all the time, dude. They be capping on my name. I don't know why. I'm an honest guy. I'm a hard worker. I'm a tax-paying citizen. But they just allow.
So you saying tax-paying citizens can't like Titans, Brian?
I'm saying don't lie on the tax-paying citizen's name. That's what I'm saying. Lying on my name with this.
How? What's your take on Titans, Brad?
Listen, man. All I can say is this: Studio Ghibli did an amazing job with Bible Black the animation.
Oh, we're gonna get in trouble from Studio Ghibli with that. Yo, we know you didn't do that.
They're taking a loss right now. Demon Slayer out surpassed Spirited Away. They could take another L. It's okay. It's okay.
They held the title for a long time, so it's all good.
They're fine.
They're fine.
If I could.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna mess with your listeners. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna put anybody at risk. Please don't Google Bible Black from your work PC.
No, yes, you should. That's a beautiful piece of work.
I mean, maybe not from your work PC, but definitely watch it on your own time. Yeah.
Ooh. And if you want, listen. If you're gonna get extra nasty, watch it dubbed.
I was with him till he said that. I was with him. Watch dumb
I
shit.
second that. I second that. I second that. That's fire. That's fine, because you know where the dub is at? Where the money resides.
I'm sick of y'all. I'm sick of y'all.
No, wait, real quick. Let me tell y'all what I found when I Googled this stuff, right? So basically there was a assistant for a manga artist. She didn't put her name up, but she basically said, these are her hours. These are the manga creators' hours, right? So basically we're talking about 16-hour days, 20 to 25 days a month, right? Of straight work, right? And they get paid per page, right? The person that she works for, right? She doesn't say the name, obviously. So what he does, because of the fact that he's well off, she made it very clear that this guy is well off and this is a hobby. So he has the privilege to actually have this hobby because he has another source of income that a lot of manga artists don't have, right? So she says that what he does is that he'll drag out the chapters, right, until the last 3 days of his deadline, and then he'll work, and that's when she has to literally sleep in his house where they work together, right? For 3 days, they bust it out just so they can meet the deadline. And he does this knowing the deadline ahead of time because she has to make she's the one that enforces the deadline, even though the editor comes and every now and then say, hey buddy, chapter 17, we kind of need it by Tuesday. You're like, all right, I'll give it to you. See, I just feel like right there, you can't be coming into business and this is all you have. You got to have a side gig. But then again, they always tell you, especially, I take this from Diddy. Diddy was like, you can't have a plan 2. You can't have a plan B. Because if you have a plan B, you already setting yourself for failure because you already think that plan A ain't going to work.
See, that's a great thing to say from somebody who already made it. But it's always bullshit. It's like, I'm sorry. It's always bullshit whenever I hear it.
On that.
Because
that's Steve Harvey shit. Like you jump out of helicopter, build a parachute on the way down. That's how you succeed. Like, sir, this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's like, people got kids to feed. Like, stop it. No.
Yeah. That's
like,
true.
You're fine having a plan B. Everyone who says that shit is already a millionaire. It's like, dreams do come true. Shut up. You're 1 in 1 million.
Stop it. Deceiving everybody. They deceiving everybody because they plan B is another way to make plan A work. But that's the part they don't tell you.
Yeah, right. And, whenever they bring they're like, there's mad self-made millionaires. Yeah, they're 1 in 1,000. Stop it. Stop telling people that. Most people are gonna get middle ground jobs. All right. That's where it's going.
That's what the big boss stuff. If I'm the top dog in Shonen Jump, that's exactly what I'm gonna look at all these manga artists and say. I'm gonna be like, look at Oda. Look at what he's doing.
Exactly. Right? Like,
and you know what? And you know what they're gonna tell you? You know what they're gonna tell you? But you're not Oda.
And I'm gonna be like, I'll be like, you know what? Then go ahead, go to one of them other companies and try to cook up some fire, and I'll samurai eat your ass.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Like, the thing is, you have no leverage because everybody wants to make it. There are multiple talented people that I can replace you with.
Yeah.
As long as Shonen is pretty much the only powerhouse in the country.
Yeah.
Like, there's nowhere else that artist could have gone to like shop her work.
Right.
Unless she did it herself.
I think she could have went to, what's the other one? Shonen magazine. I think they had like Fairy Tail and Attack on Titan and all that shit over there.
So Shonen
could have tried to go over there. But it's not Shonen Jump. You know what I mean?
They probably did the same BS.
Yeah, they give you literally they would just call up Shonen Jump and be like, this person just came through. We already have her on the books meeting you. What did you offer? We're gonna offer the exact same thing.
That is a fact. Yes, Derbs. Yeah, that's crazy.
They got examples over there that they be like, look at the nigga who made Attack on Titan. He cooking. Look at the guy who made Fairy Tail. Y'all just found out, this is random, but that new joint he created, Eden Zero's getting an anime? What the fuck?
Yeah.
And it's pretty much all the Fairy Tail characters. Like, he ain't even tried.
That's the new Baruto for Fairy Tail.
I don't want to say that just yet. All right, we'll wait till episode 1 at least.
Yeah, it's more like Yashahime.
Oh God.
Honestly, yo, I ain't gonna lie. I'd rather watch Boruto. Here's the thing. I have watched. I want to say it was 70 episodes of Boruto. I have watched 2 episodes of Yashahime. That's the difference.
Derbs, I
I'd
thought
rather
about
watch
you.
Cooley.
Oh my god.
I can't. All
We're
right.
not gonna go for this disrespect here. Not today. But Derbs,
Fine.
I did think about you. I was watching Yashahime and I was up at I watched like all 8 episodes in a row. And I'm like, Derbs probably thinks I'm trash now.
I don't think it's trash. Yo, if you like it, yo, enjoy it away. It seems they might have a market for it. But I watched it and I was like, yo, unfortunately, I watched Inuyasha and I expected more Inuyasha, and I'm not getting it. So no.
I mean, let's be honest. The one thing they had to do, they dropped the ball. The soundtrack had to be impeccable.
Yeah.
Inuyasha is known for the fucking soundtrack, the opening and the ending. If I'm not hearing Boku Dachiwa, I don't want to. I don't hear
Right?
that. I don't want to hear that.
Right.
I want nothing to do with it.
They let Jujutsu Kaisen come out with the most fire ending theme, so that's when they
What?
flopped.
What?
And nigga said, Malahi. I said, oh, that motherfucker spitting when he said,
That shit is hard.
Nah, man. I'm gonna double back to one of Patty's original points on a previous live or a previous episode. That King and Ashura outro, that trap song that they had on there.
Oh, King of the Summer. Yo, that trap music fire.
Nah, that joint hard.
That Mo told me. That shit was all over. That's hard. I don't know what the fuck they say. You just like, so what they say. I'm like, damn, Japanese trap music is the shit. I saw the video. One of them had dreads. I was like, oh.
Yeah, like to anyone who enjoys Boruto or Yashahime, please continue to enjoy it. But my opinion is, I don't like them.
I ain't gonna hold you. I was watching Yashahime as well, just because I'm like, yo, I was watching Inuyasha, but when I was watching it, I realized, yo, Inuyasha was actually trash, but it just hit at the right time.
It was at the right time because there was no heavy competitors. There was no heavy competitors.
Dragon Ball was done. One Piece and Naruto ain't stopped bubbling yet, so Inuyasha just came at the right time and started hitting.
And kind of like, the bloody. It had some very adult themes. Like, it was good. It was good for that.
For me, everybody knows 3:00 in the morning. You left your television on. And you was like, what is that song? For some reason, you don't hear none of the voice actors, but all you hear is just the outro. Like, I remember one time my mom came in the room because the outro was so loud, and she was just looking at this beautiful guy.
Well, the whole story of Inuyasha is pretty much over Kikyo.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
Personally, I love Inuyasha for its social commentary on male toxicity. As well as the patriarchy that we face here today in America, and just I'm bullshitting, guys, man. It was a piece of shit.
It was doo.
It was fine.
Yes, have more than one female, no matter what. Yes, all right.
I mean, yo, our guy Moroku was all about that, all right?
No,
every chick he ran up on, yo, you want to bear my children? How about you? You want to bear my children? Let's go.
I don't know. Are you half demon? I don't know.
Look back on that these times, you're like, yo, they was wild.
You know what? You guys brought up wait, hold on. You guys brought up a great point, though. It was hot because of the time it came out at, right?
What?
And Inuyasha was hot because of the time it was released, right?
Yes.
There was no other heavy hitters just like that because it was released. You know where I'm going with this? You know
I see where you're going. I'm gonna let you cook. Get in the kitchen. Let's see what happened.
You smell that? All right.
Yeah,
all right. Yeah. So peep game, right? So the thing is right, if Inuyasha was big for coming out at the time it came out, it was just smart. Do you think Jujutsu Kaisen would have held down if it came out, would have been as fire as everybody claims to be? If it came out 2019.
Yes.
What came out in 2019 though?
What came out to? I'm glad you asked, Kevin. We had Demon Slayer, we had Dororo, we had Rise of the Shield Hero, we had Vinland Saga, we had Promise Neverland. Yes, and we also had My Roommate Was a Cat. That shit was fire. That shit was good.
Yo, as much as I love My Roommate is a Cat, you can't put that in that list.
I'm
You
gonna
wildin'.
But
would it
we
be
had
as big?
Oh, it was that My Hero
it was-
Academia season we got too. I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
didn't mean
the
to cut you
overall
off.
arc.
That's
Yeah.
Nah, you
fire
Gucci.
stuff.
Nah, we would have. Nah, it would have still
It would've
because
still been
the fight the fight scenes was still fire. The fight scenes was super fire, and
And it's
girls
very
love
Bitch,
Yo.
right back.
what's cousin
Bitch,
name? Gojo,
bitch,
Gojo,
bitch.
son
Yo,
name? Girls
Gojo,
love
yeah.
him.
Yo,
And
the eyes alone. The eyes
we all
alone.
know the women decide what's hot and what's not. So once they said, "Oh, we like him," it's over. It's
Yeah.
over. That's right.
But not only that, like, yo, it's very open to being like memeable. So like people are making memes and like content off of it. Like, yo, the one with the fight scene that just happened. Fuck, I
Yeah,
forgot
bitch,
what it was
bitch,
like.
fight back. Bitch,
Exactly, the fight
bitch,
back.
bitch.
Yo, fight
I
back,
was
nigga,
like,
fight
yo,
back. And it's like, yo, it's so good.
like, yo,
That's
This what
extra
we doing?
memes right
did
there.
you see his face? I was like, somebody say World Star. I was like,
Exactly.
fire.
Like, yo, so it has a lot going for it.
Jujutsu, yeah, it would have blew up. It still would have blew up.
Yeah,
Still
I
fire.
don't think it. From what I'm seeing now, and you guys can call me crazy, I don't think this is an egregious hot take, but Deku versus Overhaul was like the fight of the year last year. And I don't think that we've got some really good fights from Jujutsu Kaisen, some really great ones, but I don't think in 2019 any fight in Jujutsu Kaisen would have eclipsed Deku versus Overhaul.
And
No,
I agree.
don't think so.
But
I don't
here's
think-
the
yeah.
thing, though. I agree with little asterisks. The thing is, we're in the early fights of Jujutsu Kaisen.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, we're Deku versus like Bakugo the first time in like
Yeah.
class.
Very true.
Like, right? It's an
Okay.
unfair
Very true.
comparison. Like everyone's like trying to shit on Jujutsu Kaisen right now. Anyone who's trying to is like, yo, it has what 13 episodes right now. It's nowhere near where it needs to be before we can arguably judge
Promise Neverland
against
had
some of the
12. No,
greatest.
Promise Neverland had 12 episodes.
it. Promise Neverland is a different breed of anime. It falls into the Death Note type category, the Death Note and the monsters. It's a
Psychological
different kind of show.
thrillers.
Yeah.
But it was still one of those heavy hitters that came out 2018.
But
We're
a
not
lot
talking
of
about genres. We're not talking about genres.
I'm not denying that, but we're saying is whether or not Jujutsu Kaisen would have still blown up. Yes. From memes
But
and
yeah,
the
no.
ending song alone, people would have been drawn to it.
and
And
the
it
thing
would have
about
blown
this
up just
too,
fine.
the thing about it is too, Jujutsu Kaisen, it already had hype before we even got the anime. So as soon as it got announced, all the stuff that we saying was big in 2019. Promised Neverland had hype before it came out. Demon Slayer somehow had hype before it came out. What else? I can't remember.
Vinland Saga.
Vinland
Saga
Saga had mad hype.
Dororo
And then
didn't have no
Amazon-
hype.
Amazon killed all of Vinland Saga.
All right.
A lot of
Yes,
the-
it
a
killed
lot of the
Dororo
tra-
too.
and damn near all of them is from Shonen Jump, which is
Right.
crazy.
Right.
And you
So
can't
it
forget
has that
everyone's favorite this year, which is God of High School. And
That's non-existent. Nobody likes God of High School. Nobody likes God of High School. We like them for the fight scenes. God of High School, Crunchyroll. When I tell
Trash.
you Crunchyroll butchered God of High School, like they actually. You ever
Was
see
it even
a white
Crunchyroll,
person
like,
put
was it,
raisin
like,
in potato
Mappa who did
salad?
it?
That's what Crunchyroll did to
Jesus.
God of High School. They put raisins in the fucking potato. Nobody asked for that, Karen. I don't understand it. You bamboozling
asked for that.
studios and
Yeah,
artists for
first-
all that money, and you still can't get this basic shit right?
Yo,
Are you
first off,
kidding me?
with the raisins in the potato salad, yo, who's eating potato salad that much? Like, is it just me who doesn't care for it?
I fucking love. Yo, if I go
I
to
like
a
potato
family
salad.
gathering,
Nah,
or
it's
barbecue,
fine, but yo, I don't know why everyone's like fiending over potato. Like, yo, you
got-
throw raisins in the potato salad, that does not ruin my Thanksgiving at all. I was
that's
not eating it.
shit.
First
If
of
I'm
all,
going to a
there's
black
only-
gathering
There's
and
only
you don't
two.
have potato salad, you're not black to me. You're not black to me.
Listen.
You're
That's
out,
facts.
you're out of here. Pack it up. Pack it up.
Yo, I
Say-
guess me and my
You gotta
family ain't
go.
black.
Where the money
Man.
reside, where the money reside.
There's
It's
only
not- it's
two
not-
words. There's only two words to describe raisins in potato salad. Fucking delicious.
That's cap. That's cap. I can see it. It's capping, man. For all of y'all who's listening to the audio, he's capping.
Me and my family, we replace potato salad with lasagna.
Oh,
Oh, no,
Yeah.
I'm like, that's fair. See, that's fair. That's fair. There's like 2 out of 3 things you gotta have. It's either like baked mac and cheese,
Oh, no,
potato
yeah.
salad, or some lasagna. You know what I mean? So as long as you got 2 out of the 3, I ain't too mad at you. If you ain't got none of them,
no, you're ridiculous.
Please
You
leave.
are
Please.
ridiculous.
Son, honestly, if you don't have lasagna at your house for Thanksgiving, I'm not coming.
That's
I'm not coming.
Derby's thing. But
Yeah.
let's wait. Hold on, guys. Oh, give us a few minutes. We got to pay some bills. Just give us a few minutes. Black Ramen will return after these commercial messages.
All right, that's enough.
Okay. So we're
And
back.
we're back.
Did you like that?
Just got paid
You like that,
double.
right? We trying to pay bills. We can say that. We paying bills in this
Them
bitch.
bills
What?
got paid dumb quick. They took that shit right out of our account. Damn.
For real. I'm trying to get where the money reside. Where the money. I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop. That shit is so hot though. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm trying to have him on the show. If he come on the show, I'm just gonna be like, come on, man, just do it for me.
Just
One
gonna
more
sing that for like an hour.
that he could do it for 2 hours. I'm just gonna be like,
Go ahead,
all right.
G.
He got to come out of a trunk of a car too. I need that too.
Betty, finish.
Patty, what do you think his favorite animes would be?
Fooly Cooley.
Yes, I'm already bought in. Hey, let's get him on the show.
And now I am out.
I'm definitely out of here. Out of here.
Yo, no, but let's be completely clear. The reason I brought this is another part of the topic I wanted to have with y'all guys too. The reason I brought up Jujutsu Kaisen and I brought up Demon Slayer and overhyped anime. For one, I do think that we set animes up for failure when we overhype them because you set the bar so high that some animes can't meet them, right? Not only that,
Fucking Dr. Stone.
I feel that, but that OP fire.
Huh.
Oh,
No,
hi,
no,
hi, good morning,
Morning
world.
world. Yeah,
That's
nah,
just-
it's good. No, it's still a great show, and it still did well. It's just the hype.
Yeah,
Nothing can
Crunchyroll
live up to
wasn't
the
bank-
hype.
yeah. Crunchyroll wasn't. They put all their coins on that. As soon as
need
they
them
had
to
that
stop.
billboard, they really put all their coins on that. But the point I'm trying to make is that what is so fucked up is that if we continue to overhype anime, especially animes that are just looking pretty and just looking, has great fight scenes.
Excuse me.
I feel like we are in danger of having anime studios putting out content that are just like pretty fight scenes. Look at God of High School. Like God of High School, we were so hyped for that. I read the webtoon. I read like a couple of chapters in. I was like, okay, I'm invested. And they come like God of High School was so bad that nobody's even talk about No Blaze. That's another webtoon that nobody.
I've heard terrible things.
And it's a good webtoon. It's like they're not execute. But you know one thing Crunchyroll is worried about? They're worried about that check because the advertisement all over that anime is crazy. They had Crunchyroll and webtoon all over that stadium. I was like, God damn, is this a real UFC fight? Like they got all this shit.
I do think they got Tower of God right though.
Tower of God was good.
Because
Tower of
season
God-
1 had one objective, and I only have one question. Does everyone here hate Rachel?
Yes.
Gotta hear both sides. Gotta hear both sides.
Then I mean, if you hate Rachel, objective achieved. They did great.
Rachel is the Karen of anime.
Mm.
Damn.
She is the Karen of anime.
I mean, you right, but that's a little excessive.
Is it?
Is it?
It's like I only say that because Karen is like the bottom of the bottom in my mind.
Yeah, man.
You call,
Yeah, it is down there.
You call the bottom of the bottom. I'm like, yeah, she pretty bottom-y, but
She
It's
pretty
true.
bottom
It's true.
Wow.
Here's the
she's
thing.
the bottom of the bottom.
Based on where I've read up to in the webtoon, yeah, she is a Karen. Where it is in the anime, okay, fine, I'll give you. She's not a Karen yet.
Yeah.
She's still Rachel, but she will morph into Karen. That's not her final form. She
Yeah,
will be a
okay.
Karen.
Oh my god.
That's not-
I mean, final. But before we move on to the next topic, final thought: whose fault is it, and what other things? Whose fault is it? Is it the creator or the studios? And after that, what is it that a manga artist can do to make sure that they're protected? So I want to hear from all of y'all.
All right, boom. Check this out, right? So, boom. It's definitely the business's fault. You know what I mean? The big businesses, it's a fucked up system that they got in place, and they're just gonna keep keying in on that. You know what I mean? Bamboozling a whole bunch of artists and anyone else who dares to do business with them. But I do think for artists and people who want to blow up and have Demon Slayer success and things of that nature, know yourself, know your worth, nigga. Like Drake said, you know what I'm saying? You go have to do your research, because how much longer can we say, you know, damn, they presented this foul ass contract to them and they just up and signed it. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to be the one to break the mold eventually if you're gonna go down that path, which is why I will never be the one to break the mold, because I ain't gonna be the first to do anything. I'm gonna wait till everybody else do it, then I'm gonna, you know what I mean, shortcut my way to the world 8 like Mario.
That's why we all waiting nice and patiently for the vaccine. We're not gonna be the first to take it. But we gonna take it.
But nah, yo, people, you should take the vaccine.
Take the vaccine. Take it first. Let us know how you do it.
You know, I work from home, so I'm gonna stay my ass inside.
Man, let me tell you, man, that vaccine ain't by Nike, so black people ain't taking it.
If Nike sponsored it, yeah, everybody was in there. Not me though. Not me.
If it was a Jordan drop, if it was the Jordan 11 vaccine, fam, like the block would be. Let me chill. Let me chill.
Or the Jordan ones, the band ones, the red and black joints. Shit,
take the vaccine, free pair of Jordans. Yeah. That line would be. That line would be thick.
I've ever seen on TikTok. Somebody was like, "Yo, if you smoke weed and somebody rolls your spliff, you could take the vaccine. You're fine."
Nah, my favorite one was somebody broke down like the chemicals in their apple, and then asked somebody like, "Yo, are you against any of these chemicals in your body?" And they were like, "Yeah, nigga, that's an apple. Take your fucking vaccine." Oh, like, goddamn, yeah, that's right.
The only one I see was there's like, yo, if your pillow looks like this and the pillow's mad flat and brown and shit, they was like, don't worry about no vaccine. Go take that vaccine.
Fam. Like niggas is out here eating ass and complaining about high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah, I know I ate the booty like groceries, but you know that high fructose, that's a problem.
They should eat an ass, and then they want to smoke you right after.
There was this girl, she was like, yo, I went out on a date with this dude, and he demanded hot water for his utensils. When I know that he ate my homegirl's ass the other day, and the only reason I'm here is because I know he ate good ass. I was like, wow, you just gonna air his shit out like that? Really?
I mean, yo, she ain't like drop his name or nothing.
How many do?
This is the kind of content people pay big money for right here. I don't know what to tell you.
And you can only find it at Black Ramen Podcast and Hip Hop and Anime Vibes. Tune in. Follow us on Spotify. Follow us on IG. Definitely follow us on IG, Apple. Oh, we got a YouTube too, so we trying to get that. We trying to get monetized. So bitches, hit that like, subscribe. I never thought I would say that. Like and subscribe. Wait, let me do this. Like,
all that.
Subscribe.
Yeah, I'm not
like
gonna do any of that.
Subscribe.
Be able to point properly.
You're not gonna crop that. You're not gonna.
No, I'm not gonna do none of that. What?
Like, subscribe, and follow us. And if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you.
Suck it. Oh man.
None of those
Fuck
words.
us up for that. You about to fuck
Right.
Triple H, I love you, bro. Don't Shawn Michaels, don't come for me. Don't come for me, please.
All time, Shawn Michaels. I want to be like you when I grow up. But go ahead.
Facts. Okay, so D, your take on it.
Well, I will ask a question before I answer.
You slick motherfucker, you.
I'm trying to be like D when I grow up. That's a fact.
That's what mangakas need to do before they sign. Before I sign, I have some
but it's now in hip hop, we see a lot of, especially when artists get into like 360 deals, we see a lot of they lash out and they complain verbally just out of frustration from the situation that they're in. Has the mangaka like gone on a Twitter rant or anything like that? Like fuck Shonen Jump. Like has she done that yet?
She not doing that. Hell no, she not doing that. Just Japan as a whole, they just suffer in silence over there.
Yeah.
She just gonna she's not doing that.
Just gonna take her licks and call it a day.
Exactly.
I think my answer is that for a company to take that type of advantage for a person and not kick them any extra amount of money out, especially if they're making like billions off the product, is significantly wrong. She should have the ability to own like not only like the licensing stuff to it, but like be able to make money in perpetuity off of how well the anime is performing and how well the films perform in box office. But I also feel that there's a level of accountability with the mangaka, because this is a story that's literally as old as the entertainment industry itself. So it's telling to me that she's not like verbally complaining about the situation that she's in.
She probably on contract. She probably can't say shit about anything till 5 years from now. We don't know. We don't know.
Contracts don't stop anything. NDAs don't stop anything. We all know Sanaa Lathan bit Beyonce's face after signing that NDA, and everyone said they weren't going to tell who bit Beyonce.
I don't think Tiffany Haddish signed shit, because that bitch was like, yeah, listen, Sanaa, she bite that bitch. That's what she did.
Yeah, nah, man. Tiffany Haddish, I think she signed something that said you can't say what happened at the party or what exactly transpired. So she was like, I mean, y'all can guess what happened. You know, it was like a game of guess who. Like, was it a woman? Maybe.
Yo, just for the record, Beyonce, I don't know what the fuck he talking about. I don't know. I'm still trying to be cool with you and Jay-Z, so I ain't got nothing to do with none of this.
I don't need to be cool with you. I just don't set the beehive.
I just know your records is fire. Your records is fire, Queen. That's all I know.
Look at Kev trying to get that Rock Nation lunch invite, man.
You feel me? I'm trying to walk up in there with a pink suit. You feel me?
Yo, man. Yo, my favorite shit on Twitter is like, yo, if we gave you $1 million or gave you a ticket to the Rock Nation brunch, which would you pick? Oh, I'm $1 million Rock Nation brunch. You know what I mean? Because that's what, like, niggas, LLC Twitter.
I chose immediately.
Yeah.
I want $1 million.
I digress. My answer is the businesses should not be taking advantage of the mangakas in such a way. They should allow them to gain some type of residuals for other properties picked up on the anime and the manga, but also the mangakas should definitely continue to take accountability for whatever deal it is they sign, whether it be a good deal or a bad deal.
Right. Okay. Derbs?
All right. The question is, who's at fault, right?
Who's at fault, and what could the manga artists do to make sure they can protect themselves moving forward?
All right. So right now, it's a mixture of... Because of the times we live in, it's a mixture of both the government and the mangaka. So the government has allowed the companies to get as big as they got and has allowed them to just take full-blown advantage. Like, as long... Because here's the thing. A lot of people like to say companies are evil, and they're not. They're amoral. There's a difference. They're not immoral. They're amoral. They don't care about morals. They just care about making money. Okay. So they will make the most money as possible every single time. Every single time. If you leave it up to them, we have child labor laws because companies were like, oh, I could just make children do this job. Like, that is companies. Like, it's not that they're evil, is that, oh, kids will do it for like 10 cents on the dollar. Why not? Okay? Like, every single time. So it's a mixture of that. So the mangaka, and the reason I say it's their fault because of the times we live in, there are ways to get around the fact that shonen has pretty much a monopoly. Not a full monopoly, because, you know, they have like other mini companies around, but they're the only major game in town. They're the only major worldwide game in town. I can't name another one off the top of my head. Like, so there are ways to like put your stuff online by yourself.
Yep.
Like, I've seen some on TikTok and they're just promoting their own shit, that in the hopes that maybe they make it through Patreon, Kickstarter, something like that. There are ways around it. And you can build your worth and then come to the company later after you're already a household name.
Yes.
This way you have all the leverage in that conversation of, hey, we're going to give you $20K for a movie. All right, fuck you. I'm going to go now. Like, I can do that on my own and make like $2 million. Stop it. Like, I came here for convenience. I'll take 1.5.
Okay.
Patty.
All right. So right now I have to be completely honest with you, right? I am very, very hurt that you guys are actually saying that it's the manga's artist. Like, y'all understand that. All right, let me give it to you in a way where we heard this story before, right?
Mhm.
Y'all got rappers out here, right? Some of them go into situations and they spend all their money in going to studios, buying beats, doing all that. Then they got a kid at home. Baby mom about to call, you know, call the cops to go to court. All that crazy shit. Ribs is touching. You ain't got no job. You just lost your job. You got that one final check, and that's to go pay for studio time. And you know you got only 5 more tracks to put on this album, knowing damn well you only got enough for 2 hours. So my thing is like, it's like the odds are stacked against them.
Mhm.
And they do this on purpose. So if somebody comes to you and say, hey, listen, this is a typical deal. Oda signed this 15 years ago. Everybody gets this. This will subject to change after you prove to us that you have something, right? So it doesn't matter, right? You lie. They lie. No, I let you speak.
Yeah, that's why I stopped saying anything. Go ahead.
So they pretty much will lie to get you to sign anything. They took advantage of this person. Like they took advantage of every single manga artist. Yes, you should do your research. Yes, you should know your worth. But like we said before, we don't know the conditions this woman was in. We already know that she was forced to finish the manga early, right? Mm-hmm. And not only that, right? They said that they pretty much bamboozled her and said, yeah, listen, I think there's a reason why they made her sign the contract before the anime was released. They did that for a reason. They did that because just in case this shit pop off, we already paid her. There's a reason for that. You know what I mean? Like, you already know this is my shit. This is my baby, right? Yes, I understand. I can't make it without y'all. But let me see my child. Let me have rights to my child. Let's go 50-50 or let's go 75 and 25. Let's do something like that. But for me to save the fucking movie industry in Japan and all I got was $20,000, you got suck my dick respectfully. Respectfully, you can't tell me that this is what y'all banking on. Like I'm putting.
I would hope it's respectfully.
Wait, hold up, respectfully.
Hey, what is that with a pinky up? Like
I assume with no teeth at least.
She's the only one asking for that because I'm asking for it to be sucked disrespectfully, please.
I don't think you want that, Kevin.
I want all that.
Yo, Kevin, that's somebody like punching your dick, son.
I told you I've been at home for too long. Thought I was playing. I've been at home for too long.
No, but honestly speaking, like you understand, like I'm putting motherfuckers' kids through college while I'm sitting here with only $19,201. Niggas is building houses in Tokyo because of me. Niggas can open restaurants. Niggas can put a down payment on whatever because I saved the movie industry and all I get is I'm shitting on all of y'all. Every interview, I'm boycott. I'm gonna be a Dave Chappelle. I'm like, listen, don't buy my shit. Don't buy my shit until they pay me. Matter of fact, I got a petition going.
Yep.
Sign
only
this
buy the manga volumes, nothing else.
That's it. Buy the manga volume. Matter of fact, I changed the ending for y'all. I changed the ending. Like, come on. Like, you understand, like, it's not her fault. She probably just got into this and thought this was a regular shit. They took advantage of her. Like, do you know how it feels? Like, think about what I just said. Motherfuckers are going to college. You're putting somebody's kids through college. Somebody else is driving a brand new vehicle because of what you did, and you only get a quarter. Respectfully suck my dick. Like, you can't tell me that's cool. That's not fucking cool at all.
Does Japan pay for college?
I feel like it's free over there.
Right?
That's even worse.
Probably.
That's even worse. Now you going to college for free. Now you got opportunities to get other shit.
Yeah, but that means she could go to college for free too.
I guess. Go ahead.
To more or less add on to what it is that you're saying, because there's definitely an element there that I kind of wanted to explore, because the nature of the entertainment industry is predatory in practice. What do I mean by that? I'll break it down for you. It's their job as a company to make as much money as possible while spending as little money as possible. So regardless of what you feel like the art is worth to you, a company is not and cannot give you what you're asking for unless you have significant leverage. So this is where it gets to become predatory, right? With most labels, when you see somebody sign a bad deal, you see a rapper or R&B singer sign a bad deal, what's the first thing they say? You should have read your contract. You should have got an attorney to look it over. Says the person that's paying fucking $600 a month for a motherfucking a Dodge, a hatchback, 1989. But still, I digress.
That's just fire. It's fine.
It is fire.
Yeah.
It is fire.
Yeah,
I
but
know
it's not
nothing
Transmission
about
on that
cars.
shit. That shit's smooth.
I know nothing about cars, so I will not chime in.
That's a lot of money for a car made in 1989.
Thank you.
It was a good year. It was a good year.
But the engine's gonna go out. You're gonna be paying more to repair that car than what it's actually worth. But anyway, when they tell you you should get an attorney, when you should get somebody to look over your shit, the part that they don't tell you is coming into the game, you don't necessarily have access to those resources to help you out. You don't have a relationship with an attorney.
No,
you don't know an attorney. So what does the label do? They stick you with someone they know.
Exactly. To make sure you sign this. Oh, this is regular. This is, they always do this. This is nothing. You're about to make big money. You're about to make big money.
Exactly. Which is a situation that the Migos kind of ran into and had to reconcile recently with Q3. They had the legal team that was representing them was also representing the label. So when they would go into negotiations, it's like, okay, whose best interest is in mind here?
Definitely the label.
Yeah, exactly. So they resolved their issues. The Migos are still with Q3 or QC, I'm sorry. But those are some of the things that occur that we do need to keep in mind. You know what I mean? Okay. But I do want to pivot just a little bit here to revisit another question that Patty asked, which was, what can the mangakas do to put themselves in a better position?
Form a union.
There is that, sure.
Okay.
But there's no union in Japan, is it?
I
don't know if they have unions, but I know, for example, they can put all of their shit on YouTube. They can go to Patreon route, like I said earlier, Kickstarter, a lot of crowdfunding sites. They can create their own websites. It's not as hard as you might think. It'll be a little crass, but it will get the job done. Mm-hmm. They can sell it by 100%. Themselves. Like, again, I'm not denying that it's going to be so much harder without, like, a giant publication company behind you.
Right.
But it is possible to do. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, if it was 20 years ago, I'd be 100% it's the company's fault. But now, there are ways around the company. It's just going to take that much. It's just going to take a bit more hard work.
Definitely going to take a lot more words. Hey.
Okay.
Fuck you.
Like that.
Great minds think alike.
Okay. There'd be 100%, man. There's definitely other routes that you could go, especially in the age of the internet and stuff like that. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people blowing up off of putting their own shit on Patreon, and you know how much I'm a supporter of OnlyFans, even though I don't subscribe to nobody.
It's a great way to make money.
I mean, you can get yourself out there, man, and like, let me be clear.
Sending nudes on Snapchat for free? Have I got the company for you?
Only 10 slots left.
Yo, they do that shit like every month. Yo, I got 10 slots left at $250 a month. I'm running a special.
All the time, yo. But
and we'll be right back with it.
We definitely only have the one sponsor. Calm down.
OnlyFans this week? We got OnlyFans as a sponsor this
Yo.
week?
First off, if OnlyFans was my sponsor, I would be so excited. I would 100% be on Instagram like, yeah.
I'll be posing.
Titties. Ass
and titties.
I'll be posing like I was posing for Playgirl. You shitting me? I'll be killing it right now.
Oh my god.
But
yada.
Whole lot of that.
But go ahead, Kevin. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kevin.
But yeah, no, I definitely think what the company's doing, it's like, what Derby said, which is something I learned, that they're not immoral, they're amoral. So now I understand that I'm not evil, I'm just amoral. So I definitely got to put that in my notes. You know what I'm saying? I definitely got to put that in my notes later.
Wow, that's crazy.
But yeah, what the companies and the big businesses is doing, they just like Derby said, trying to make the most amount of money by spending the least amount of money. You know what I mean? Which is that's just how the system is, and that's not changing no time soon. You know what I mean? What I'm looking forward to with this story is that is the creator of Demon Slayer gonna have like a character arc where she turns evil? Is it gonna be like an Adam and Eve effect where they say what a good guy gets screwed over by a bad girl that turns into a bad guy that screws over a good girl and then that cycle continues? You know what I mean? I want to know, is she gonna turn into a bad guy now or a bad girl? Excuse my language. But yeah, no, definitely there's other ways to. That's on fire.
Yo, it's so good.
Yo.
Yo, the year Usher was crazy. What was that, 2004?
Confessions? Come on, man.
Yo,
Come on, man. That's his
What
thriller.
an album. Yo, that is his thriller.
Situation. Remember that cross?
Yo, Usher had some joints.
Okay, we got focus, guys. Focus.
Anyway, like Derby was saying, I agree with him. There's other ways to get around it. Now that we're in the age of the internet, you can put your stuff out there, Patreon, OnlyFans, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I mean? The hustle's gonna be, you're gonna have to hustle 10 times harder, but if you know yourself and know your worth,
it depends on how bad you want it.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
Listen, okay. A young nigga's about to put on a masterclass right now. I'm gonna do my best to keep it succinct, but
okay.
I'm gonna break it down. First and foremost, I would say this: when it comes to this particular situation, with her not displaying any signs of being unhappy or disgruntled that we're aware of, I would say if you're an artist, sign the deal that makes sense to you. If it doesn't, send it back with revisions. Now, if we're talking about going the independent route, all right, there's something you have to keep in mind. You have to develop a product that is strong enough to build an audience, and you want to build a community around that. All right. That's the first thing that you should be focusing on. Build that audience, build that community. I don't care what it is you're doing. I don't care if it's mangas, animes, podcasting, rapping, singing. You're going to have to put in the work in to build your community. You're going to have to release that content, get your name out there, hustle, all of that shit. From there, what you want to do is you want to develop something that the market is missing, whether that be an album, a particular sound, whatever it is. And you can do it on your own. You know what I mean? Is this going to happen overnight? Nah, it's not. Like, it's going to take years upon years of hard work. But here's the thing. If you're doing a manga, right, and you release it yourself, right, and you sell 100 copies through Shonen Jump, who's only going to pay you 56 per sale, but you sell 100 copies through your own distribution where there's no middleman. It's just you.
Right.
You earn, no one's taking a percentage out of that. You're going to make more money doing it yourself. So continue to kind of go that independent route if that's what interests you. And then once you have that leverage, once you have the cultural cachet, then you can approach these brands with the leverage to name your own price. The most recent example of this that I could possibly give would be Andrew Schultz with what he did with his stand-up special with Netflix. And in contrast to that, we could look at what happened to Monique with Netflix, right? Schultz spent time developing kind of like this web series where he was just doing this political satire, ripping on America, and he did it to the absolute best of his ability, and he did it every week in a row for 6 weeks. Then he approached Netflix with the number and showed
it was pretty good.
It was.
It was good.
Showed them the data on what it is that he is capable of doing and was able to name his price from there, right? And again, I'm all for supporting Black women, but we're going to pan out to Monique for a moment, right? At the time, Is she a legend? Yes. Does she have the accolades and achievements? Yes. But she didn't have the cultural cachet at the time for them to make a suitable to make an offer that she felt like she was worth, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the difference between.
And Wanda Sykes did.
Wanda Sykes didn't get like over $1 million. I think Wanda Sykes might have got like, what was it, maybe 200,000, 500,000, something like that.
Oh yeah, that's peanuts. That's nothing, right?
Yeah.
That's a that comparison is not.
Right.
Nigga, no, I'm not going to see no Wanda Sykes. She hasn't been. She's. What's the last thing she was on? I don't even know.
Right.
I know she's been on Blackish a lot.
Right.
Okay, but I mean, it's
I love
Monique,
Blackish
though.
so much.
I love Monique, but I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. But let me just play devil advocate real quick, and then we're done. My thing is putting in that work, being independent, sounds great. But you got bills to pay, my guy. Like, you asking me to do all this stuff. Yes, the hustle is real. But I got a 9 to 5. I got kids. I got bills.
Mm-hmm.
I got to I got to sleep. Not everybody can do like even it's listen, I get what you're saying. It makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. Yes, but not everybody has that open, like that privilege to actually sit here and say, okay, I'm gonna go ham, I'm gonna go beast, I'm gonna dedicate everything to this project and not have to worry about bills and just bare necessity, like, I don't know, water, eating, having a place to sleep and shit. So it's easy to say that, but I'm saying, like, if you want, I don't mind giving you a piece if you're gonna help my leverage, but that's a piece though. You don't take the whole fucking cake.
That's why I blamed the government earlier, because I was like,
that makes sense too.
Allowing it to happen.
Right.
If I might jump in very quickly, because Patty, 100%, you're correct. You're accurate. You know what I mean? I agree with you 110% on that, which is why, what was the first thing I said before I started? I said, if you're an artist, sign the deal that makes sense for you. Okay. Going the independent route might not be for me. It's not for many niggas. Which is why you see people sign these 360 deals where the label owns their likeness and their music in perpetuity, because it's like, on their own, they know some of them know they can't get that shit to pop, man. This is probably going to be their only chance for them to change their life and their family's lives. So again, I agree with you 110%. It ain't for everybody.
No, it's not. Well, just
part of it is, if you get big enough, you can always force them into renegotiation.
Yeah, you can. You could try.
You can.
I said if you get big enough. If you get big enough. It's a massive if. Like Dave Chappelle big. Right?
Yes.
Yo, everybody don't watch nothing. Don't watch my shit. Like, Dave Chappelle spoke and I listened. I was like, all right, I guess I'm not watching it.
Yeah.
I'll wait.
And that's the funny part about it, because I definitely listened to the nigga while I was shedding tears. Like, damn, I can't watch a Chappelle show. I was watching that shit the whole time it was on Netflix. I'm like, damn.
Right? Yo, I had definitely already started an episode. I was like, gonna watch the whole thing. He was like, don't watch me. I was like, all right, Dave.
Said that. I was like, wow. No, but I get you. But go ahead.
To double back to what Derby said, right? Or I can't remember who said it, but they were like, you can try and get out of that contract. Here's what record labels will do, and we've seen this happen to Meg. Around that final album, around that final project, they'll go to renegotiate. Okay? And if you don't some labels are kind enough to let you out if you don't want to be there. Sometimes you can get an attorney to get you out if you don't want to be there. But with Meg, she said she was not willing to renegotiate. She wanted to go somewhere else. So they held her music hostage. They would not allow her to release that final project with them because they knew they were going to lose the artist and her contract was going to be up, which is why she went to court to try and get them to remove that so she could release the music, which is ultimately what she did. So it's a lot of ins and outs to the game. Niggas can play dirty if they want to, which is why I say, it all depends on where you're at in your life, man. Like,
that's a fact.
That is a fact. Yeah, I second that.
Man.
I get
definitely
you.
Depends on whether or not you need the deal or not, and that's one of the main things the main pieces of information that we don't have about the Demon Slayer situation. We don't know where Shorty was at in her life, whether or not she really needed the deal or she was just
she could be. I mean, she could. I'm thinking she's quiet because she doesn't want to be that problematic artist. So when she wants to drop something else out, She doesn't want studios to be like, man, I ain't really fucking with her. She going,
Right.
You
she,
don't want
yeah.
you don't want them to on Viva. You don't want them to
Yeah,
on
yeah,
Viva.
yeah. And I
Yeah.
like on Viv. I like on
Yeah.
Viv.
I always preferred that one. I always
Let me
preferred that one over the other one.
I did too. She was spicy. I like her. But to be fair, guys, the reason I wanted to talk about this so much is because I really felt that it was fucked up what she got. Not to mention, we do have a lot of artists that listen to the show. We have a lot of rappers that listen to the show, and we have a lot of manga artists as well, independent that listen to the show. And I know this hits home for a lot of people because they're trying to make it. Up and coming rappers and up and coming manga artists and writers and storytellers, they're trying to make it. So we have to. I felt like it's necessary for us to talk about it and let them know what to be aware of, and to know that there is ways around certain situations to better your content, to protect yourself as well, right? But like Dee said, right? Because at first coming into this, I totally blamed the studio for this. They took advantage of her. But what Dee said makes sense. And what Derby said makes sense too. It's not just them
And
to
what Kevin
blame.
said made sense too, but go ahead.
Oh God, yes. What Kevin said makes sense.
Thank you.
Clear,
I feel like I was saying the same shit Derby was saying, but okay.
Were you though? I feel like I said it better.
Go ahead, Queen. Go ahead, Queen.
Okay, to be fair, all of you guys did make a good point. It made sense. It totally depends on what position you're at in your life starting this process. Not to mention, you have to put into account that these companies, these studios, they're not looking out for your best interest, and they're not being monitored. Like Derby's right. If the government was taking charge and monitoring the fact that they're taking advantage of, creators, it would have been a different story. But yeah, do what's best for you, but always know your worth at the same time, I should say. So if you're a creator and you're listening to this show, I hope you were able to take this, write what you need down, always read the fine print. Contracts, if the contract does not, if you read it and you don't feel like you could sleep well at night, don't sign it. It's always good to have a second set of eyes. Get a lawyer. Shout out to LegalZoom. Do what you gotta do.
Damn, don't do that. They ain't paying shit.
No, I'm saying for real. Like, if you need representation, do not go by the studio's representation. If they say, yeah, we got a lawyer for you, don't do it. Don't do it. Find your own representation. If you don't have it, Google is fucking free. If you see a couple of words that are fucking big as fuck, take the contract. Google all the words that you don't. Do people still read
the sources?
Yeah, do they still read that? Yeah.
Google has one, so Google
there you
is
go.
free. It has everything.
Reading that shit. They ain't reading that shit. Wikipedia is lit. Wikipedia is lit.
Read all 100 pages of your contract. All right, just all 100 pages.
Read everything. If they don't allow you to take the contract home, if they're saying you have to sign it in the room, you are getting butt fucked with no lotion. Do not sign it.
Oh my God.
Make sure. Make sure.
It's a lot of butt stuff this episode, man. Jesus Christ.
Wait. 1 second. We're not lawyers. That's all.
We're not lawyers.
But still, don't sign anything that tells you to sign right then and there. Stop it.
That's a fact. What I'm trying to say is, more than anything, protect yourself, because no one's gonna protect you more than you protect yourself.
Yeah.
They're not. Their best interest is not yours. So protect yourself in the long run.
And if I can, I do want to shoot myself some bail here, because I realized during this episode I might have come off as a bit insensitive and not empathetic to the artist's plight. I think I have a tendency to do that when I speak.
Nah, you good, dog.
I'm pretty sure it's the same thing, bro.
Not you, D.
You wildin'. Yeah, you wildin'.
I just want to say, listen, my heart goes out to you guys as a creator, as a hip hop artist, as a producer, as a content creator. I've been skimmed. I've been scammed. I've ran into some situations. I've had my name attached to some bad things, signed some bad things, had some bad deals. I can't go too deep into detail, but I will say this. Listen, you have more power than what you think you have. And we're living in an age of information, so ignorance is no longer a valid excuse for you getting into something that you feel like is a bad deal. You know what I mean? You have the time available to you. You have the resources available to you. Just be diligent and vigilant in your research, and good things will come to you. I promise.
Big facts, man. And just to add on to that, and what Patty was saying, man, yo, you got to protect yourself because nobody gonna protect you the way that you should protect yourself. You know what I mean? I had to learn that the hard way, transitioning from high school to college. You know what I mean? High school, the teachers is always like, yo, you got your homework in. Oh, this test is about to come up, whatever. College, them niggas was not doing that. They just tell you, yo, this date is due. As soon as that date hit, you got it. I'm like,
oh, you don't?
You didn't remind me. And they like, what? They're like,
you're an adult, sir.
I was like, damn, that's how the game is played. I'm like, all right, now I'm on my shit. You know what I'm saying?
You can vote. Figure it out.
right.
I mean, some protect your neck, like Wu-Tang said, man.
Exactly.
Hey. No, we love some Wu-Tang.
But every time I hear Wu-Tang now, I just think of the Little Ponies remix for Shame on a Nigga.
Oh my
Did any of y'all see that video? Where they made like the My Little Pony videos. Play Shame on a Nigga. Shame on a Nigga. That's all I think about every time I hear Wu-Tang now. Like, even with their show that came out, I'm like, nope, that's all I think about. My Little Pony singing Shame on a Nigga.
Oh my God.
Ghostface, Method Man, all of y'all, listen. If y'all listen to this, they don't run with me, yo. I know the catalog. That's not what I think about when I Killer B all day long. All right,
you don't think about the My Little Pony Shame on the Nigga? Stop it. It. That shit was hilarious.
Say what you want about Luke Cage, the series. When he was fighting Bushmaster and that shit came on, that shit was the best, man.
It was heat. It was heat.
Luke Cage was a great show. Yo,
listen,
Netflix, if you're listening, bring it back. Stop playing.
They're not gonna bring it back. They're not gonna bring it back.
All right, Disney, if you listening, bring it back.
They're not gonna bring it back. They're not gonna bring it back.
Yo, they just brought us Soul. I mean, they're down to make black shit, so
I still have not watched that joint. Everybody's singing high praises for that joint.
It's amazing. Great black representation. It's really good. It's really good. Like, even the barber that cut his hair.
Right.
We all know a barber that looked like that. That's mad brolic with mad tattoos.
That dude's mama.
I'm gonna have to get in tune because all I heard was Soul is good, and I heard Wonder Woman 1984 is big trash.
Oh, it's definitely
trash. Toilet paper doodoo, but we're not gonna get on that. Because
that's a whole different episode.
I'm trying to get all the coin from Disney. So, ladies and gentlemen,
I refuse. All right, bad shit is bad shit. Stop it.
I'll do that after the check. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning into Black Ramen Podcast. I'm so thankful that we had D from Hip Hop and Anime Vibes. Please plug them. Let them know exactly where they can find you.
Yo, it's your boy DTown, a.k.a. Meek Miliardo Peacecraft, a.k.a. Pusha T. Chala, a.k.a. Eric Trillmonger. You can find me on all of my socials, which would be Executive DTown. That's DTown, Executive, all one word. You can also find me at Hip Hop and Anime Vibes on Instagram and all of that good shit. If you're having a hard enough time trying to find me, just log on to executive-dtown.com and it will take you to everything D-Town related and hip hop and anime vibes related. Black Ramen Podcast, you guys are indeed the best. And whenever we link up, our presence is indeed a presence.
Dog, Pusha T. Chala. Nah, stop it, dog. You gotta warn the nigga if you gonna start pulling out them type of names, though.
Good name.
I love it. I was ready for it. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Happy New Year. We're getting the New Year started. Like I said before, don't touch nothing. We going into 2021. Just walk in and we're gonna see how it goes. Okay, that's it. Don't say shit. Just walk. Don't touch nothing. Let's just check out this motherfucker.
You can't just jump in and say it's the best year ever. No,
not yet. Then you're gonna hear round 2. Right. Nah. But
can't do it
thank
yet.
you very much. I appreciate you guys, and please don't forget to tune in to Black Ramen. We're on Spotify. We are on YouTube. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Press that like, subscribe. I'm gonna go in hard for this. We got a fucking YouTube channel, ladies and gentlemen. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on IG, Black Ramen _podcast. Follow us on Twitter, Black Ramen _. And I got a TikTok, ladies and gentlemen. Follow me on that shit because my bitch is lit. Yo, for real.
Probably should put the name for that TikTok because it's definitely different from what we actually use.
All right. It's Chatty Patty 8 on Black Ramen Podcast on TikTok. I will put collectively, I'm trying to have all these guys have a TikTok, and you could find them on TikTok too, Black Ramen related. I'm trying
it is solely for lurking. It's always been for lurking. It
got the
will
troll
always be
TikTok.
for lurking.
Fact,
You got the
man.
troll TikTok. So
I've written 2 comments, and they were both anime recommendations.
Oh my god! Oh my god! But yeah, I'm excited about this year. Tune in. We're gonna put out more content for you guys, more anime recommendations. We coming out with a Twitch, and you can play with us. Right? Can I say that?
Hey, yo!
Sounds kind of dirty.
It sounds kind of dirty. I'm trying. Listen, if it brings them in, it brings them in. All right.
Watch us play.
That's enough. Watch us play.
Video games.
Video games. All right. All right.
Hey, man.
Brought to you in part by OnlyFans.
Yo, listen. My OnlyFans coming real soon, B.
Oh my god.
You on the lookout for that. You
Oh my god.
Are you still trying to get a PS5, bro?
A lot of great sweatpants pictures, man. Be on the lookout.
I swear.
Bro. I think like Tigger already has one, and he 100% goes full nude. Is it Tigger or Tyga? Did I fuck up?
Tyga. It's Tyga.
We're not gonna
Tiger.
Oh my god.
All right. Well, you all know how much rap I listen to now.
We do. But any final words from y'all guys after we plugged in and everything? We're good.
Big drunk, peanut butter with skunk. Nah, listen, everybody, man. 2020 was some bullshit. 2021, man, definitely make an effort to better yourself as a person. You know, go harder than you ever went before this year, man. Because
stop being a Karen.
Yeah, wear your mask.
You just don't know, man.
Wear your mask. And we need you to go where the money resides. Where the money resides.
Yo, Kevin, close us out.
Listen, man. Be yourself, whatever. Fuck, I'm drunk. Be yourself, whatever the weather.
Yes.
And always remember that you the one, not the two. Because ain't nobody built like you. You know what I'm saying? And we out of here.